How to get AI to recommend your business. And there's a word I love to say is feed them facts, baby. Feed them facts. But Dooley, today I'm joined with James Dooley, and he's probably one of the loudest on social media when it comes to, getting out there with your business and creating that digital footprint online. How do you get your business to be cited by AI? How do you get it to start recommending you? How important is it, and how do you do it?
Well, the importance of it and getting AI to recommend your business is key. I think word of mouth marketing now digitally is huge. I think a lot of people now are moving to ChatGPT and Gemini and a lot of the other LLMs for information. And I think the top of the funnel, I think they're being funneled down a lot faster. And I think the LLMs now are the ones that are segmenting the good from the bad. And I think there's a lot of businesses out there that are actually great businesses, but they look terrible online. And I think that they need to be looking at what we've put together at the AI reputation tree at Searcheroo. And I think they need to look at that is because query fan out is huge. And a lot of businesses don't understand even what it is. So when someone provides now normally a sentence level search, which seems to be happening nowadays, they extrapolate those synthetic queries with query fan out. And there's times that certain synthetic queries that's coming through, they're not being seen in a positive light, and they need to control that messaging online. So proactive reputation management is huge, especially to improve that AI resume. And people need to be understanding that the AI reputation tree that we've put together at Searcheroo goes through the 4 pillars. So it goes through who you are, what you do, why you're freaking brilliant, and why you're better than competition. And it literally goes into detail from the micro semantics, going on sources which all the different LLMs are looking at. So whether it's ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Grok, they're all looking at these specific trusted sources. And if you can get yourself on there and you can prove to them by the claim frame and proof strategy that you are better than other competitors and rinse and repeat in that in a consensus manner, you don't just become an option, you become the option. So when you then go in, well, how do you do that? You've then got to basically go and do it by doing, on your website, you've got to explain who you are. Then on third-party sources, you've got to repeat who you are. So it's defining the entity, the attributes and the services of what you offer, the reputation dimension, which is reviews, testimonials, case studies, and awards. And then you're going to start doing listicles and you compare yourself against these other competitors, which a lot of people do not want to do, but they have to be doing it. You have to control your own narrative. So if you don't, you're going to let somebody else to control that narrative. And I don't want somebody else to explain one of my brands in their tonality and their voice. I want to explain it myself, and I want to go all the positives and the advantages of why I'm better than my competition. So that AI then says why I'm better than competition. Because now they are your 24/7 sales force. So I think it's key, is the honest answer. And
I think you were chatting earlier and you were mentioning like some stats that you've seen, obviously just to people who are like, oh, AI it's a fad. It's going to, and I've heard my old man say it before, he's now convinced that it's the best thing since sliced bread. But when he first started, it was a fad, it'll just come and go. He also said the same thing about the internet. So from your experience, obviously, I know you've got a ton of websites. How much would you say it's affected like queries coming in? And then what's the sort of quality of those queries with the AI mentioning the business?
That's a great question. So the volume of leads is down. Mm-hmm. The conversion is massively up. I always revert it back. There's another episode which I recommend everyone to check out, which is about word of mouth marketing. And I go through on there that a referral from someone that you know converts so much better than a cold web lead. And now I'm believing that LLMs and AI is almost the same quality as a referral from a friend or family. The conversion is like, on certain businesses, it's 4 or 5 times higher. Now, the volume of leads might be slightly down, but when you're getting 4 or 5 times better conversion, they're coming through the way more informed. But they're only more informed if you inform the information and give the information to the LLMs. And you've got to understand where ChatGPT is picking up the information from. You've got to understand where Claude picks up their information from, which is very different to where ChatGPT picks their information up from. You've got Gemini, which obviously uses just Google search and the Google Knowledge Vault and the knowledge graph and the information. You've got to understand where they're all getting them from. And if you want to be cited, your business wants to be cited in ChatGPT, there's a very specific way of how they synthesize the answers. There's also a very specific way how Claude synthesizes their answers. And you've got to understand the grounding and the chunks of what's needed with microsemantics. Make certain you're on the trusted sources, so you're ranking in the top 50 ideally, if it's from Gemini for Google, which then means that they can extrapolate all that information into an answer at the top. And there you are. That's what GEO or AEO or LLM SEO is.
I guess it's leaving, though, quite a big... Obviously, that sounds amazing, like you can get your workforce. But if you're not doing that, it's probably leaving, you know, a huge gap for almost negative elements, right? If you've got someone ringing your sales team up and they're reading what ChatGPT said and it's completely false or incorrect, that's almost setting your sales team up for a fail, right? A failure.
For sure. I mean, the way I explain it is, if you had a landing page, you was running PPC to a landing page and you was able to control, let's say, the introduction, but then the first H2, you couldn't control what got said there. Somebody else is going to control it. Would you be happy to run ads to that? You'd be like, no, I want to control every element of why I'm great.
Yeah.
So with query fan out, you want to look at all the query fan out terms and making certain that you're providing the answer and the data to each element. And that's the bit that people are missing. They're controlling the who you are, but then not looking at all the reputation. They're not actually looking to decide, okay, we've got to get some negative reviews. How are we going to respond to them negative reviews? How are we, when we do get a positive review, shout and scream about that more so it sinks down the negative reviews a little bit more, so there's more positive than negative. So the consensus is that we are a great company, we are a great brand, that the AI then can recommend you. And then when you're doing the listicles and the comparison articles saying why you're better than competition, then it's from multiple sources. When you build the consensus up, you are the best company. It's word of mouth marketing. It's the LLMs referring you in. You get higher conversion rates. For me, it's the future. AI SEO, like, we're becoming now a generative engine. We're becoming now the AI. I can't believe how much the humans are trusting the answers. And at times they're hallucinating when they don't have the correct information. They're just hallucinating and not giving the correct facts.
That's actually like scary as well, right? Because I've got like some friends who literally just defer to ChatGPT. And I'm like, you do know to hallucinate. What? If it doesn't know the answer, it'll make one up.
Yeah.
It will answer you something, but it's not the answer. No. I'm like, come on. But anyway, so hopefully we've answered, you know, how to get AI to mention your business online. Obviously today I was joined with James, one of my great business partners and friend and mentors. And yeah, I hope that answers the question. Cheers,
Okay.
James.
Cheers.